I'm going to break down exactly why you'll never get or keep hot women in your life. And no, it's not just because you put her on a pedestal or because you're treating her differently. And at the end, I'll give you a special action plan to start your journey to dating the hottest girls you've ever met in your entire life. I'm Marcus Wolf, an international dating and sex coach, and having slept with hundreds of women, including tens from all around the world, some with millions of followers, Playboy models, OnlyFans girls, CEOs, doctors, lawyers, you name it. One of the greatest joys in game is having several model-looking, desired by every man type of women desperately chasing you, blowing up your phone just to meet one more time, jealous of other potentially hotter women, all competing for your attention. But you've got to take the first steps to allow this to happen one day. You have to understand the key to getting hot girls isn't just to treat them all the same. It's to treat them all the same in terms of how you internally value yourself. So don't pedestal them or act like they're above you. However, you have to treat them differently because they are different. They get way more attention than any other type of girl, and this leads to vastly different behaviors. So you have to adapt, you have to treat them differently. Pedestaling the girl. Let's start by fixing the idea of putting her on a pedestal. You either do this because your perception of her is built out of an unrealistic fantasy, or you doubt your own internal value. But here's the issue. The moment you put her on a pedestal, you give away all your power. You start caring way too much about the outcome, you fear rejection, you second guess every single move. And that's when you start to play it safe. You either land in the friend zone or you never talk to her to begin with. And that nervous energy you feel, that's just not anxiety. It's you projecting that she's somehow better than you. That you're not used to being around attractive women like her. Guess what? She can feel it. She'll spot that lack of composure instantly. And just like that, the attraction is going to be gone. So let's go through 5 principles to break down the pedestal mindset. The myth of 10. Take a minute and write down what you think an absolute 10 means to you. Go ahead, write it on paper, every little fucking trait. Now compare that list to the girl you're just staring at across a room that you think is a 10. Be honest, how many of your traits you want in a woman does she actually have? Most of the traits you wouldn't even be able to figure out after 3 months, or a month, or a week, or a night, and certainly not after just glancing at her. You simply just can't judge her value based on that simple look or glance across the room. You don't know if she's fun to hang out with, if she's good in bed, if she's feminine, or if she's a fucking crazy lunatic. You're not into the girl, you're literally just chasing an image. Half the time, that image isn't even real. She might not even look like that when she takes off her makeup or removes the push-up bra. Or if we're talking about online dating, good luck with that. With filters and angles, for all you know, you might be getting horny over a guy catfishing you in India. So don't assign qualities she hasn't earned. Just because she's good looking doesn't mean she's kind, fun, amazing, or anything else that you might be looking for. Next thing is understand that character is more important than looks. Now, here's the thing. Looks shouldn't be your number one top priority. I get it. Early on in my journey, it feels great to sleep with a super hot girl, that top 1%. Everyone around you can't stop looking at her. Your friends think you're an absolute G. And look, it's a nice thing to look at while she's bent over your bed. But seriously, a 7 with a strong personality beats a 9 who's all looks and no depth. Most 10s never had to develop their personality. They've coasted by on their beauty their entire life. They literally just get attention for showing up and that's about it. They're used to simps and orbiters folding at the slightest glance. And it's kind of like a personality Darwinism. They really never had to learn to be funny, interesting, intellectual, or offer any value besides the surface level. Now, don't get me wrong, looks are great, but it's your job to start to see past that superficial layer and start to recognize some real value. Don't get prematurely excited. This is very important. I know this might sound small, but your thoughts, they shape your reality. Every time you catch yourself, you look over, you see a girl, you tap your body, you're like, dude, damn, this girl's fucking fire, she's hot. A mature man doesn't get overwhelmed by a pretty face. He sees it and thinks, let's see what she's really about. So just have a simple rule. Don't get excited. Don't rate girls 1 to 10 before you've even fucking spoken to them. Instead, keep it simple. Number 1, simply girls that don't meet your sexual standards. A girl that you wouldn't sleep with based on her looks. Number 2 is a girl that you would. If it's a 1, you don't have to go speak to her. If it's a 2, go find out. Does she have anything more to add? It's subjective. Your 10 might not actually be a 10 or be someone else's 10, and that's fine. But just keep that in mind. I remember when I first started going out, this guy that I gamed with, he loved Indian girls. And I prefer more the Swedish, like tall, athletic kind of blonde look. And so there would be like this short brown girl. He'd be so nervous. He'd build himself up. He couldn't speak. But yet, like that tall model looking blonde, he'd just go chat to, no problems. And this really taught me like, yeah, there is subjectivity to looks here. So even if it's a 10 and you're riled up, she might not see herself that way and no one else might see herself that way. So just that's something that can help give you a little bit of perspective here. Exposure. The quickest way to crush the myth of the 10 is just get more exposure to them. Talk to more girls. When you first start out, every 10 you meet might feel like a huge big deal. But the time you talk to your 30th 10, you're looking at her wondering if she has anything interesting going on. I remember when I first started pulling really hot girls, the ones that I thought were exactly my type, tall, athletic, blonde, great ass. I was so excited to see them again. But then I kept seeing them. And some of these women, the more I got to know them, the more I realized their looks really didn't matter that much. Some of these girls, I found myself literally forcing myself to go on date after date. And I thought, what the fuck am I doing here? This is some weird external validation thing where I think just because every other guy thinks they want to be with this girl that I should. Then I realized, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm not going to go on another date with this girl. I'm just not enjoying myself. I would rather date someone with character and depth than just the perfect body. This also works in the reverse. Once I dated a girl I probably never would have seen twice if I hadn't organized a threesome a couple of weeks later. But as time has passed, I saw her for who she truly was. She was awesome, she was funny, she was great in bed, and that's why I kept seeing her. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't need to trash her or think that she's a terrible person or has a terrible personality just because she's hot. That's just as shallow as pedestalling her in the first place. But what I want you to do is be grounded. Be present. Look at her and think, okay, she's good looking. She's got great genetics. Awesome. That's cool. But what else? What else does she have? Am I actually going to value this person? Am I actually going to enjoy my time with her? Let's go and find out. Insecurity. Now, before we get to the technical side of this, which I want to teach you and we will, let's quickly cover the other side of the equation that leads to you thinking a girl is going to be better than you. And that's if you don't see value in yourself. So you're insecure or you lack some confidence. And guys, let's be brutally honest. Most of you don't feel as if you deserve the hot girl. And because of that, you will start performing. You're going to overcompensate, or worse, you're going to hesitate. You're going to disqualify yourself before you even get in there. Attraction is really going to start with that belief. Either you know this girl is in your league, or you're trying to convince her that you're in hers. She can feel that difference instantly. So before you even approach, ask yourself, do I think I deserve this girl? Not based on her looks alone, but who you are as a person. So be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, if you're living in your mum's basement, you have no friends, you're out of shape and you're struggling in life, then start by fixing that. Go hit the gym, build your income, level up your lifestyle, and start to build more internal status. And work on your insecurities. I've got videos on this channel and in the link below on insecurities, on confidence, will help you overcome that. But once you get to the place where that answer is yes, remind yourself of that before you even go up to her. Don't just go through the motions. You need to actually feel, I am good enough. When you have that, she's going to be able to tell. The technical perspective. This is the most important aspect when it comes to getting you laid with banging hot women, okay? So let's start talking about the technical side. As I mentioned before, some guys think that if you just have the right mindset, all women are going to suddenly become the same, as if the only variable in the world is them. Women are hypergamous. They want to date up. Just because you don't pedestal her doesn't mean she's going to be into you. Every single woman is different. You need to adjust your approach based on things like her personality, her mood, her social context, and how self-aware she is of her actual looks in the first place. You're not going to approach a girl in the gym the same way you would if she's at a club or a library or a funeral. Social calibration is key no matter what. So you're going to have to adapt to every single situation. So hot girls, they are a different breed. And they're different because of attention. Sure, you might find hot women in small towns or maybe countries where there's plenty of other hot women, maybe like Poland or Ukraine before the war. And in these situations, they will receive less attention. And maybe this is going to be less pronounced. But typically, hot is going to equal attention, which leads to way more options, high standards. And they also become the target of a lot of shaming from other women because they're jealous or men because they want to bring them down. And for this reason, hot women, they're very picky, they're testy, and they're built a lot of filters. She's met hundreds of guys that have tried their luck. And if their approach is just basic or it has a little bit of confidence, she's not going to be good enough. So the first thing I want you to keep in mind when it comes to the technical approach is I want you to go indirect. Don't lead with these thirsty fucking compliments. That's literally the quickest way to get a rejection because you're forcing her to make a decision before she even understands who you are. So unless you look like a 10 or you have a group of girls hanging off your fucking arms, then she's likely going to reject you. And like confidence just isn't enough here. These girls, they need that as a bare minimum. So instead, build some curiosity with your opener and don't give your power away so quickly. So one of the best tactics you can use, don't even open her. Start speaking to the friends. This is going to be your way in. And that way you can start building attraction, slowly include her in the conversation, and she's going to start to wonder why you aren't giving her all the attention. She's so used to every single guy coming up to her. She's going to want to prove that. She's going to want to get the attention off her friends a little bit. She might try to steal that. She's going to start asking you questions. She's going to butt in to answer questions. And this is the first small step to have her chasing you. Challenge her early. Here's where you're going to separate yourself from the pack. As she starts to join the conversation, challenge her and be disagreeable. Call out her boring answers, challenge her assumptions, and playfully give her shit. These girls are so used to approval from nice, pleasant guys. This is where you're going to stand out a little bit. She's going to assume that, damn, if this guy's willing to offend me, if he's willing to lose me, he must be experienced around attractive women. Maybe he's got attractive women. This will start to change the way she sees you. She'll think like, damn, maybe there is a reason you're acting this way. Is it because you have some kind of status or value that she hasn't discovered yet? She'll want to find that out. During this process, you'll start to notice that you're actually sparking more attraction and compliance with these goals. This seemingly counterintuitive, high-risk, bold strategy is actually generating far more interest and attraction than just trying to be nice or pleasant. A really simple example of how to be disagreeable is if you just ask where she's from and she says, I'm from this town or I'm from this country, just tell her you don't believe her. So where are you from? I'm from LA. Pff, no way, you're not from LA. I don't believe you. Of course, she's going to repeat and say, no, I am, of course. That little thing that just happened there is the smallest step of her chasing and realize that you're not just going to kiss her ass and agree with everything she fucking says. Next step, make a chase. Stop being so fucking available. Create space in the conversation. Don't reward every little thing she says or she does. So I want you to be ready to walk away at any moment and let her step up. She needs to start investing back into you too. This becomes even more important when she starts to show interest in you. Most guys fuck up here. They get scared to keep challenging, to tease, to be a little bit disagreeable, to leave that silence. They want to keep her attention so bad, they smother the moment. But here's the truth. You have to be willing to lose women you don't even have in the first place. Most of you are going to fold. You get excited that this hot girl's finally giving you attention. And instead of holding your frame, you're going to chase. And you won't allow her to. But guys, this is your moment. For the first time, you'll have this incredibly hot, high-value woman leaning in, asking you questions, trying to win you over if you just give her the fucking chance. So don't mess it up here. Let her come to you. An example of this, if she tells you what she does for work, real simple example. Don't just say cool or nice or challenge her, judge her. Give her some room. Really? What do you like about it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, fair enough. If that's something you like, boom. Stand back, space. Don't ask her the next question. Don't jump. Allow her to just fucking ask, what do you do? And then you can go on and say it. Unique attraction. You need a level of unique attraction here. There must be something that sets you apart from every other guy in the room or club or wherever the hell you're talking to her. The key to standing out with the hottest girls is going to be understanding her and sexual authority. If you can nail these two things, you can attract even the most high value women. And look, you don't need to be the best looking guy in the room. You don't need to be the richest guy in the room to get the girl that everyone else wants. If you take control of the sexual energy and demonstrate true authority, you'll be the one who stands out. This is the one thing that all women complain are missing. There is like a dominance gap in our society. They really want a guy that is truly masculine, assertive, and understands her inner femininity. If you want to learn more about this and develop that inner masculinity, then there's more in our mastermind. I'll tell you about that later. One thing you have to keep in mind, reward compliance. It's important to always be a little bit challenging and have a chase for sure, but don't overcompensate by harshly putting it down, getting angry and getting butthurt. Just keep this in mind. Some girls, they might actually just be very receptive and compliant, especially if it's a hot girl from, as I said, a smaller town. Maybe there are a bunch of other hot girls around, or she's just insecure in herself. If she's warm and responsive, then guide her through this interaction. There are times that it's okay to reward this. This is your chance where, yeah, you can validate or give her a compliment. So here's an example. If she asks what you do for work and you're talking about it back and forth, and at the end of that, she says, wow, that's like really cool and interesting. I love your job. Don't turn around and be like, I didn't think you're smart enough to understand some shit. She's going to like push her away way too much. If she's being respectful and chasing and giving you validation here, reward her a little bit. You can say like, look, thanks. Not many girls can actually follow what my work involves. Little bit of a compliment, again, just enough breadcrumbing, but you're not pushing her away. It's okay to do that. As promised, here's the hot girl action plan. Number 1, reframe your mindset around what is a hot girl. So I want you to write down what your 10 is for you and take a highlighter and circle all the traits that are unrelated to her looks. Number 2, write down why you are valuable and attractive. You can watch my videos on confidence and insecurity if needed. Number 3, find where the hot girls are. So check out what clubs in your area, find events like yoga groups or running clubs or salsa classes that attract hot women. Or you can go to Instagram and find some hot girls and see where they're tagging themselves at. Next, I want you to start approaching. So speak to one hot girl every day or 7 per week. And whenever you're out, I want you to go and approach the hottest girl right away. Don't ever make an excuse. Don't say it. Just go fucking do it. Open and direct. So when you come and actually speak to them, I want you to shift your openness from being like complimentary to a little bit more subtle. So you can open her friends. Remember, don't hit on the friends. We're just using them as a way in. And usually when I open, I always like to build some anticipation first. So you can usually start these with, hey guys, can I be honest with you? And then just pick something like, look, you guys seem like best friends. You guys seem really friendly. This is always going to validate the relationship. They're always going to turn to each other, feel great about it. It's fairly neutral, but it brings you into the interaction. And again, don't have to be instantly rejected right now. Next thing is you could try an opener, which I label like security guard openers. You're going to go in with some authority here, and it's going to make it very clear that you're not trying to hit on this girl. So sometimes if I see a hot girl standing around, I'll just go up to her and be like, hey, excuse me. She's like, yes. I'm like, you can't stand here. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. You're like, I'm just fucking with you. Hey, where are you from? That moment I'm fucking with you, hot girls aren't used to guys challenging them, giving them shit. You could even extend this a little bit more. Yeah, I told you can't stay here. Move. She moves. You walk back, come open her later. Security guard opener. Lastly, the bait and switch, right? So you can go straight to the hot girl. Look, hey, sorry. Can I be honest with you? Now she's thinking yes. She might even roll her eyes. She knows you're about to say like, you look amazing. Oh my God, blah, blah, all that bullshit. But then you turn and say, your friend here looks so friendly. Oh my gosh. Right? The friend's going to be like, oh my God, thank you. The hot girl's going to be confused. And of course she's going to have to validate her friend and be like, yeah, sure. Now she's like, damn, I feel like a loser. I thought this guy was about to hit on me. Now he's not. Turn to the friend and again, like continue the conversation. This isn't like some magical fucking thing. You go in with good subcomps, okay? You create a little bit of curiosity here. You speak to the friend or say something that's not directly complimentary towards the girl. You've set yourself up here. You're going to be good and then just follow the other steps. But that's what I want you to start doing. You can take these openers, of course, like, hey, I'm so curious. Where the fuck are you from? Use something like that. Otherwise, create your own. Just stay away from giving a direct compliment or showing too much interest, giving your power away too early with these hot girls. Oh, actually, lastly, what I want to mention here, I'm considering this all being clubs. Day game might be a little bit different. There's less attention situationally in day game. Hotter girls might be a little bit more open and receptive, but even still, you can pick indirect openers. Again, even just where you're from is going to work. Hey, wait, 2 seconds. Come here. I need to ask you a question. She's like, what is it? I'm like, where are you from? I've been through this before. The whole point here is the curiosity comes with the way you ask the question. We don't give a fuck where she's from most of the time, okay? But the girl's now questioning why you're asking that, especially when you deny it. I don't think you're from here. Not a chance. She's going to have to ask why. She's going to have to chase a little bit. So day game is going to work fine as well. All right, DHV yourself 3 times in every interaction. So this is just a way of talking about yourself or displaying yourself in a way that's going to be valuable and attractive. Of course, I'd love you to use the unique attraction triggers, showing that you understand her, showing that you're a sexual authority, but at least start with 3 ways of conveying who you are. Next, in every single interaction, at least twice, I want you to challenge, tease, or disagree with her. Getting hot girls isn't about acting like they're beneath you. And it's not about treating them the same. It's about having the mindset that you're going to find out her value while understanding her psychology is going to be different. And it's different because of the genetics, because of the amount of attention she receives in life. And you are going to use different tactics to stand out in the sea of simps. Look, hot girls are used to being wanted, but they're rarely understood. If you can combine calm masculine energy with real sexual authority, you'll not only get her attention, you'll have her chasing. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to learn more about this, if you want me to break this down inside the mastermind, you'll find that out in our courses, our live streams. You can ask questions in our forums and our coaching calls every single week. We can go through the hot girl action plan together in the group. So click the description below. I'll show you how to get started. And don't forget to drop a comment as well. Let me know, what is your biggest issue when it comes to high status, high attention women? Thanks, guys.